These are my final pieces that I have created for this project. These pieces are inspired by Rankin in terms of photography and Rommusi in terms of mixed media and adding embroidery to my pieces. These are my design ideas that I have come up to make a piece inspired by both of these artists, as I decided to combine them together. I have decided to combine these two artists together to have one artist to inspire my photo shoot and one to inspire the work that I'm going to do to those photos. I chose to not only take photos inspired by Rankin, but also add the embroidery inspired by Rommusi, and also add a little bit of tear to my pieces, which you can see in them. You can see the tears that I've done in my photos. I have done these tears to add a little bit of contrast to my photos to show that I'm not just using one, but two photos. I really like the concept in this piece, especially how I did one half in black and white and one half in normal color. And to the black and white side I added colorful flowers, and to the colored photo side I added white and brown flowers. I really like my idea of incorporating the tear because I think it just adds like a really nice contrast and really makes you focus on the colored embroidery. For these pieces I definitely wanted to focus on the photography aspect to show my skills as a photographer and taking photos, and how I can develop them to create something like this, inspired by my chosen artists. Before starting these pieces, I experimented a little bit with the kind of embroidery and the kind of stitches that I would do. For example, I have done this one, which is a lazy daisy stitch with a French knot for the middle part. I have also done some running stitches for the vines all over the faces and the hair. I have also practiced making some leaves. As you can see, the ones I've done here are a lot better than my practice one, but that's what practice is for, to make the pieces look better than your first try. I also experimented a little bit with the different stitches for the petal leaves, which you can see here. These are called satin stitches, and I think they look really nice and really fill the space of that petal. I have also experimented with making a rose stitch. As you can see here, I made the little starting points a little bit too big, so the rose doesn't fill up all the space, but in my actual piece I didn't do that, so it came out pretty nice. And also I pulled out some of the strings a little bit so that it's a little bit more messy and it looks a little bit more like petals. This experimentation with all these different kinds of stitches definitely has helped me to kind of organize what I wanted to do for each piece and help me learn how to make them better, and also adjust the colors that I would want to make them really pop out, as they are on black and white photos, so I really wanted the colors to pop. In terms of the color palette, however, like the colors of the flowers, I didn't really plan on which flower I'm going to make what color and what flower I'm going to put where. I just kind of went along, and whatever flower I wanted to do I just kind of did, and I think it turned out pretty nice. For this piece, definitely I have planned a lot more. Like, I had the flowers all drawn out in the areas where I wanted to do them, and it came out nice. For this piece, since it's all like in my hair, I just kind of did it in a flow. I didn't really draw them out like specifically where I wanted them. I made a rough idea of what flowers I wanted, but yes, this is how it came out. I think that this side with the black and white or brown and white thread, I made it a lot more simpler because I wanted a lot of the attention to be drawn to the big colorful flowers on this side, but I wanted to add a little bit more onto the colored part of the photo, but in different colored threads, so it's a little bit of that contrast, and it's not too bad. I think the little vines I could have done a little bit differently because I don't really like the way they turned out. I added some French knots here to add as like little stems of like new flowers growing, but I really like these ones that I did. I think they look really pretty because I did more of them here because I only have one like that on this side, or two. So yeah, but I really like these. I think they are quite simple, so they don't draw the attention away from all these big coloured ones, but give that little bit of flower embroidery to them, so I really like it. Both of these pieces definitely took a while to make. It was a lot of planning and effort to try to do them, a lot of skill as well to try to fill up that space and make it look very neat. But I think I managed to accomplish that and make two really nice pieces for this project. If I were to do something differently, for example in this piece, if I were to just make this one, I would try to add a lot more flowers. Like I would really fill the space, but I would only be able to make one because of how long it took to make all these flowers. But I think it looks fine and really nice in this way anyway, so I'm really proud of these pieces. And I think these ones show a little bit more of my skills as a photographer because of the expressions that I've made in this photo, because this is me and this is my friend. I really like the pose in here. I really try to focus on a more photography aspect for this project to show how I capture personality in portrait photography, like my title. But yeah, overall I do really enjoy these pieces and I had a lot of fun making them, even though they did take a while to make.